Hi everyone, this is my book report on Thanksgiving, written by Alice K. Flanagan and illustrated by Kathy Keller. A turkey, a football game, and maybe a parade. You can see all of these things on Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day is an American holiday. People in the United States celebrate Thanksgiving on the fourth Thursday of November. On this day, most families gather to share a meal. They give thanks for the good things in their lives. Some people also watch football games and parades. I just want to read that little excerpt for you because it tells a lot about the book. I chose this book because Thanksgiving is next week. It's one of my favorite holidays. And this book is a non-fictional informational book about the holiday. It tells us the origins of the holiday and things that you might see and do on the holiday of Thanksgiving. Let's get into it. First of all, it talks about harvests around the world, and for centuries, people around the world have been giving thanks at harvest time through festivals and feasts. And this is how Thanksgiving got its origins. Some examples of different feasts around the world are Chang Chui, the 3-day Chinese moon festival, the Roman festival Cerealia, which honored the corn goddess Ceres. In England, the harvest festival is called Harvest Home, and in Scotland is known as Kern. Pilgrims and Indians are things that you will definitely see on Thanksgiving all the time. The Pilgrims came to America in the ship named Mayflower in 1620 to find a better life for themselves and to get away from religious persecution from the British. They met the Wampanoag Indians and Squanto, who was one of the Wampanoag Indians, who taught the Pilgrims how to fish, hunt, forage, and farm. They had a feast celebrating a good harvest, which was thought to be the very first Thanksgiving. But as we know, harvest festivals have been held around the world for decades. Now, Thanksgiving, the holiday, the colonists continue holding Thanksgiving feasts for occasions of good fortune and good harvest long after the very first Thanksgiving feast with the Wampanoag Indians. Sarah Hale, who was an author at the time, suggested that everyone celebrate Thanksgiving on the same day, which was November 26th. Then in 1861, President Lincoln called for a day of Thanksgiving after the Civil War and announced the last Thursday of November to be Thanksgiving Day. Then it talks about some things you might see on Thanksgiving, which are like parades, the Pilgrims, Wampanoag Indians, the Mayflower, and of course food, turkey, cranberries, and pumpkin pie, which are all stuff that, or ingredients of foods that were thought to have been served and eaten on the first Thanksgiving with the Wampanoags and the Pilgrims. Now, the illustrations in the book, as you can see in this one, are really great. They're nice and colorful and friendly for kids. They illustrate the story very well. They capture the elements of the story perfectly, I believe, and I think that they're overall cute and great. Are the facts believable, up-to-date, organized, and accurate? Absolutely yes. As you can see here, there is also a glossary of terms from the book and some resources of where you can learn more about Thanksgiving at the library and on the web. So they not only have come up with a lot of great information about Thanksgiving, but they've backed it up with reliable sources. Does the author have scientific merit? Not that I could really see. However, she has written over 70 different informational children's books, so I'd say she's pretty trustworthy. Are there any stereotypes in the books? The only stereotypes I could see were between the Indians and Pilgrims. However, I feel that it was captured very well. They did talk a little bit about the Indians' land being taken away by the Pilgrims and how they were upset about that, but the Pilgrims were, trying to make themselves a new life and whatnot. Um, Distinction, significance, and perspective. I think that all of these things are captured very well within the book. It's got great information about the holiday. Is the book thought-provoking, interesting, and believable? Yes, it is. It tells you everything you would ever want to or need to know about Thanksgiving. I've definitely learned a new perspective on the holiday through this book. Overall, I really enjoyed the book. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think that it was, again, very informational, very educative. It gave me a new perspective on the holiday. I definitely didn't know that there wasn't a real, first Thanksgiving, but that there are harvest festivals held around the world. And I think that it was great to get to learn about one of our holidays that we celebrate. Thank you very much.